Good morning, physics class. I want to talk about acceleration and what does acceleration mean. So here's my first video. This is the first one I'm going to try and post to YouTube. That way we can link them easier. So here we go. This is our first week. We've talked a little bit about velocity. We're now talking about acceleration. And what is acceleration? What is the actual nature of it? What does it mean when I say the word acceleration? In the terms that we're going to use in this class, acceleration is a change in velocity or a change in speed. So basically changing the motion that you currently have. So that can mean one of a few different things, and I want to talk about them through kind of this question, as in the sense of we have 4 different scenarios here, and one of them does not include any acceleration. The first one says a speeding car from rest. So imagine basically that you're at a red light, and then you start speeding away after that red light. We have a bicyclist that is using the brakes. So you're biking down the sidewalk, all of a sudden you see a squirrel, got to stop right away, slam on your brakes on your bicycle. We have a car that is going at 120 kilometers an hour. So that is a fast speed for a car. Okay, a car going 120 kilometers an hour. And then you have a deer that is darting around in the forest. So basically there's a deer in the forest, it's running away from something, it's changing directions all the time, but basically it's moving around in the forest. So if you were to take a guess right away, which one of these 4 is not any acceleration? And if you want to pause and take a guess, please do so. But let's go through each one of these scenarios under the exact words that I said. Acceleration is a change in motion. So what does a change in motion mean? Well, let's go through the first one. A speeding car from rest. If you're at a stoplight and then you start speeding away, you are obviously changing your motion. And this is what most people think of when they think of acceleration. Well, you're going to slam on the gas and you're going from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in like 6 seconds. And that's what you think of as acceleration. And that definitely is a form of acceleration. You are changing your motion. You were at 0 and now you're all the way up to 100. So that is our change in motion. So that is definitely an acceleration. A bicyclist using the brakes. So whatever, you're cruising at 20 kilometers an hour down the sidewalk, all of a sudden you see a squirrel and you need to slam on your brakes and basically come to rest. Is that acceleration? Yes, it's absolutely acceleration. You are changing your motion. Now, would we call that acceleration? Usually you call it one of 2 things. You call it either deceleration, as in you're slowing down, which is still a type of acceleration, or you call it negative acceleration, okay? But still a type of acceleration. We are still changing the motion that we have. Okay, so this one for sure still is a type of acceleration. A car going 120 kilometers an hour. Is that acceleration? Are we changing the motion? No, we're going fast. I give you that. That car is going fast, and at some point it had to get to that speed. But currently, if you are just driving down the perimeter and speeding, I'll say that, at 120 kilometers an hour, for those few seconds that you're exactly going that same speed, are you having any kind of acceleration? No, that car is not changing its motion, and so that there's no acceleration happening right there. Okay, and then lastly, it says a deer darting around in the forest. Okay, is that acceleration? Yeah, if it's having to change direction, like think about if you're running forward and then all of a sudden have to kind of start running backwards. At a certain point, you're going to have to kind of stop yourself and then go the opposite direction. So you're obviously changing your motion. Let's say even if you're going 5 kilometers in one direction and then you turn right, you're going to have to change that motion. You're going to have to slow down and speed back up. And so a deer that's changing its direction and moving all the time, that is definitely a type of acceleration. A lot of questions that I get based off like, well, how do you know if there's acceleration? Usually your body can feel it as well. And we kind of tie this back into Newton's laws, like Newton's first law. Like basically everything in motion wants to stay in motion unless acted upon. Well, that acceleration means that something acted upon it. When you slam on the gas in the car, your body feels it. You feel yourself press back into the seat. When you slam on the brakes of the bicycle, like you're gonna heave forward. You're gonna feel that. Same with if you were to try and move directions, your body's gonna feel that. If you're in a car going 120 kilometers and staying at that, your body's gonna feel like it's at rest, as if nothing's happening. And so there's no acceleration there. So there's our first little intro into kind of what is acceleration. All right, we'll make a few more of these videos going forward. Thanks, class.